This is the T-61. It's a Tier 5 premium German destroyer. It's been around for a while, but I recently got it in a winter big crate. In my second match, I got a pretty good score with it, so I thought I'd do a quick video on it and let everyone see what it's about. Even though it's been around for a while, a little reminder probably never hurts. The commander for the ship is Maximilian von Spee. His base trait is Misty Morning. It reduces a smoke generator consumable reload time, and I've got a double concealment inspiration here with Eric Bay. Shifty increases the concealment of your destroyer, and Jerzy Swirsky increases the ship concealment rating. And this is a basic torpedo setup for this commander. Subsurface Venture is the first skill. Then we have Look at Me Now, Back in Stock, and then Smoke on the Water. And as per usual, the legendary skill is Unstoppable. You see that I have him ranked up to 15.3. So, alright, as far as the upgrades for the ship, it's pretty simple. I selected Aiming Systems Mod 1 and Propulsion Mod 2. The loadout, you have your normal HE shells, AP shells, torpedoes, which we'll get into in a little bit more detail in a second. You have damage control party consumables, 2 smoke generators, engine boost, and sonar, all pretty standard. You see I do have these boosters going for these recent battles that I've had with the T-61, and the ship does come with a Type 9 Premium Permanent Camouflage. Sea detectability and incoming fire dispersion is 4.5% respectively. As far as stats, survivability is 14,700, armor is pretty thin, and the artillery, you have 4 guns, 10.3 kilometer range, 4.4 second reload time, and this is comparable with other German destroyers. There are other German destroyers that have the same reload time. I believe only one German destroyer at a much lower tier has a 4-second reload time, but other than that, T-61 doesn't have anything out of the ordinary that some of the other German destroyers have. And the HE shells, 1,500, 6% chance of setting fire. AP shells is 3,000. And the torpedoes is kind of the big deal here, I think. You have 2 torpedo launchers with 4 torpedoes each. Reload time is 54.5 seconds. Damage is 13,700, 8 kilometer range, and 69 knot speed. And again, these torpedoes, these are the equivalent of like the Maass or the Z-23 has a little bit better torpedo performance. So the T-61 is nothing really special here. Here are your AA defenses. Maneuverability, 35 knots, 600 meter turning circle, and rudder shift time is 3.6 seconds. Concealment at 5.2 kilometers, concealment rating of 99 is a little bit worse than some of the other German destroyers. A lot of them have a concealment rating of 100, and detectability range by sea is 5 kilometers, not 5.2. So there you go on the stats for the T-61. And okay, thin armor, definitely don't get hit as per usual. Tough, above average base HP rating, rapid reloading torpedoes, that is awesome. Extended sonar, and the T-61 is designed as an average size destroyer to be officially designated a 1940 class fleet destroyer. Ships of this series were built in the Netherlands based on Dutch designs and components. She differed favorably from other same type German ships by her overall well-balanced combat features. Year of design is 1940, and it looks like there were no ships in the series. So that was a really quick run through of the setup for the ship and the commander. So let's go out and check out this battle in standard that I had. It was the second battle I ever had with the T-61, and it was a fairly decent result. All right, we're in standard, we're in crash zone. Here I'm checking out the teams, see what's going on there. And this is literally the second match I've had with this ship. I've always heard from my longtime division mate, Thor, that this is an awesome ship, so shout out to Thor. He was right, though the specs on the ship really is not that much different than the Maass or the Z-23. I did get a great match here, so sometimes you just have to be in the right place at the right time and get that good score and good opportunity. So I'm going around the edge of sea over here. There are 3 destroyers per team, but you can see that both teams really are loaded up with battleships. So this is just damage looking to happen here. You can see I've got all those boosters going on the ship, and I'm looking to maximize my output here with global XP, commander XP, credits, and the whole deal. So I'm totally set up here for a big time score if I do fairly well. And since sea is being captured, I'm not really all that spectacular at gunfights. I'm mostly interested in torpedo action with the destroyers generally, so I'm going to let my other teammates take care of that. There's a blue destroyer that obviously knows what he's doing a lot more than I do, so I am taking some test shots here with the torpedoes to see whether I can score a lucky hit on that red team destroyer, the Terrible B. And there, my teammate appears to know what he's doing. I'm telling him, well played. That is awesome. Definitely helped me out there because, yeah, I'm getting better at gunplay in the destroyer, but I would prefer not to engage, especially with the ship. If I have another kind of gun-centric destroyer, I don't mind it, like the Kobarask or the Friesland. But for this guy, I am the T-61. I'm mostly looking for torpedo damage. So here you can see I am sizing up all of these battleships. This is perfect for me. This is awesome. And I'm just going to close in and try to figure out which guy is the best guy to try to shoot the torpedoes at. And it looks like it's either between the Dunkirk or the Colorado over here, but I'm swinging around and I'm just going to take a test shot on the Dunkirk. You can see the aiming indicator is not really moving around that much, so he is kind of steady on. Here I've switched to the Colorado, and a lot of times I'll try to take 2 shots on 2 different ships here, if it's at all possible, but it's looking like the Dunkirk is still kind of steady on, so I'm going to close in a little bit and see how this first rack of torpedoes does before I launch the second rack. And this actually looks like some pretty good hits here. I'm not sure if it's a new player, but it is 2 hits and 2 floodings, so that is some big time damage there. He did activate his heal consumable, so I've got some more torpedoes going. Looks like he doesn't really expect that I've got another set of torpedoes coming, and all 4 torpedoes basically obliterate this guy. It's only 3 torpedoes that register, but look like we got 4 hits there, and we're up to 46,000 damage, all within the first 5 minutes, and 5 torpedo hits and 4 floodings. Looks like a devastating strike medal too. So now I'm kind of got my eye on the Colorado, which again looks like he's kind of steady on. And he's not really moving around. He's not zigzagging, which is, you know, just like in real life. I kind of think that's what you want to do here in the game. if you're in a cruiser or a battleship and you know that a destroyer is in the area, you either want to move away from them to make it much harder to get a torpedo lock, or start zigzagging. And these guys are not really doing either, so this is perfect for me to try out my new T-61. And there I have closed into range, but I'm going to keep going and try to close up a little bit more. And there I'm firing one rack. I'm reserving the other rack just to see how this first rack plays out. If he zigzags and comes toward me, it's better to have a rack in reserve. So now, that being said, I am closing into my detection area, so he's really kind of steady on, and I fired the other rack at him. So this looks pretty darn good. Looks like at the last minute, though, he is going to try to turn away, but the Colorado, being really slow, gets hit by 2 torpedoes and 2 more floodings. So we're up to 63,000 damage, and it looks like he activated his damage con to take care of the flooding right there. And that torpedo, that last torpedo there, looks like it might get another hit, and it does, and another flooding. So that flooding is going to go for a while because the Colorado activated his damage con on the 2 previous torpedo hits. So this is going to rack up quite a bit.
Engine boost
and these torpedoes do reload really quick, and that is a good thing about this ship. It's right about 1 minute or even less on the torpedo reload here, and 13,000 damage is nothing to sneeze at. That is pretty good damage, especially for Tier 5. And I am going to back up. I don't really want this Colorado to get into my detection area, so I'm going to back up and see how these torpedoes play out. Got 8 torpedo hits already, and it looks like we're going to get at least a couple more. Yeah, 2 more torpedo hits and a destruction. So that is awesome. Up to 108,000 damage on my second match with the T-61. So, Thor was right. What can I say? So here I'm going to close in on the Visor and see if I can take him out, because he's just sitting there. So this looks like an easy target. I do have to be careful of his airplanes, and I will get spotted, but I'm not really too worried about the secondary on the Visor taking me out. At least the secondary doesn't seem to wipe out many destroyers that are attacking my Visor, so I don't expect that this Visor would be any different. So I have no problem closing in on this guy. So here I took a shot just on general principles. Looks like he's not moving. And I'm going to close in for more of a point-blank opportunity on the Visor. I think I'm too far away for that other battleship to
engine boost deactivated.
Have any effect on me, so I'm confident that it's just myself and the Visor and whatever airplanes I have to avoid. And there, those torpedoes didn't do any good being bow on. It was kind of pretty bad, but he's still not moving, so he knows I'm there, and he's not moving. Yeah, so 2 more torpedo hits. We're up to 12 torpedo hits and 134 damage, 134,000 damage. So we're going to fire the last rack of torpedoes here at this guy, and we're going to see if we could take out the Visor. And you can see my my blue team aircraft carrier commander did get some damage on the Visor, so he's down a little bit. These torpedoes should certainly finish him off. All right, well, there you go. There is a 13th torpedo hit and a 3rd destroyed ship. Another medal. And now the King George. I'm kind of looking to rack this guy up as well. But, you know, it's one thing to get there, another thing to actually get the hit. This guy might be a little bit more experienced and evade these torpedoes. So I'm trying to go for an opportunity where I have more of a broadside attack on the King George. And it kind of does look like he's not really allowing me to have that kind of a broadside attack. I'm being spotted by the airplanes, and I am definitely in the King George's detection range now. So this looks like more of a broadside, so I'm going to try to swing around and take a torpedo hit here. But this King George looks like he's pretty slippery. I'm not really all that confident now all of a sudden that I'm going to be able to get him. Looks like those other torpedoes are pretty successful though. There was at least one hit by my teammate. So I'm still at the edge of the detection range, and I'm looking to get out of the detection range, which I just did right there. And I think the King George slowed down. I'm not really going to get a hit there, it looks like. Those torpedoes are going to go in front of him. 144,000 damage. These torpedoes reload so quick that I've got another rack that I'm sending his way. Hopefully these will be a little bit more successful. "25 seconds. Now the King George doesn't really look like he's moving around. Not sure if he's turning. Yeah, it looks like he's turning, so he does see these torpedoes. And that's some more misses, so this is a good battleship commander evading all of my torpedoes. That is hats off to him. Good job on the King George commander. But I'm going to try again. You know, these really fast reloading torpedoes are awesome. So, but the battle's over with. I think we reached 1,000 points. All right, well, there you see a big-time victory in Standard. 396,000 credits, 144,000 damage, 15 target hits with the main guns, 13 torpedo hits, 3 destroyed ships, 9 floodings, devastating strike medal, and a liquidator medal. Let's see how we did in the team result. Wow, second place, 2,562 XP. The Benson really had a great match there, it looks like, so congrats to him. Let's see how we did in the economy tab. Wow, when it was all said and done, we cleared 361,000 credits. That is awesome. And well, that's it for the T-61. Ship's been around for a while, and it is a great destroyer. You can't go wrong with it as far as I can tell. This is the Jaguar, and I'll see you on the high seas. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you like it.